Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Today we're going to make this really sweet card, really quick card, using our new die cut set called Fancy Border Dies. It goes along with Fancy Border Stamps, which I used this one last week. I'm trying to use some of the same stamps and or dies in the month so that you don't feel like you need to have everything there is to have, because there really isn't. You can also look at your other stuff that you have that would work just as well. So a little bit of business. If you have any, if you're on YouTube and you want to get this project sheet, go to my website at stampmesilly.com. And if you would like to ask me a question, or we have a new catalog coming out very soon, you might want to request one via my email, jandufour@yahoo.com. If you like anything here that you see here that you want to purchase, you can go to my online store, jandufour.stampinup.net. We'll put that away. Also, consider subscribing if you enjoy what I'm doing. I try to make shorter videos so that you don't have to spend a lot of time. And I only post once a week on Wednesdays, unless there's a flash sale, and then I will let you know what else is going on. These are the other borders, which are really cool. You can put them on envelopes. You can do it kind of like I did as a highlight. But here we go. We're going to make this card nice and quick. So I have some DSP, and this comes from Seasons of Green. The other side has all of the beautiful foil, and while I used almost all of it during the holiday season, I did have some left over and I'm wanting to use it up. So we're going to put it on here. I did kind of want it to be completely covering. I thought about putting white on the background, but then I thought it would be prettier if it was green, so that when you open it up, you get a little bit of contrast in there. It makes it look real special. All right, so first we're going to glue over that gorgeous stuff, all that foiling. It's so pretty. That's okay. I did use it quite a bit. When you're putting it down like that, I just kind of slap it down, and then you can kind of squish it in so that glue soaks into the paper and adheres it. And then, let's see, is this the right size? Yes. Is this the right size? Are they both the same size? They are not. Okay. I used the bigger one. It is, let me tell you exactly. This is, it's, well, let me measure it, 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, which normally if you're doing it proportionately like this one is, it would be 4 by 5 1/4. But because I wanted it bigger up here to get more of my die on it, I used a larger size this way. It is smaller this way. All right, so first we're going to stamp, and that way we'll be better able to center this on here. I do have the 2 sentiments loaded in my MISTI. If you have the chance to buy a Stamparatus, buy that instead. There is nothing wrong with the MISTI. It has limitations that the Stamparatus did not have. So personally, I use my Stamparatus when I'm doing my own thing. But I know that's not available to you. Also, if you're trying to save money, you can go search my blog for Stamp Positioner, and I will show you how to make one. That will save you a lot of money, and it works really quite well. All right, so I have it positioned. I'm gonna just go ahead. I say I have it positioned, but do I really? Wait a minute, did I pick up the wrong one? I don't know, let me check. I think I know what I did. I already cut off the 1/4 inch, and that adjusted this here. So we're gonna have to be careful and move it slightly this way so it's not exactly in the corner. And then put this down. Let's see if that centers it better. Yes, it does. So what I did was, when I originally set this, I had not cut off the edges. So that makes a 1/4 inch difference, actually Yeah, maybe. So I've adjusted it. I've got it down in there straight. We're only going to have to stamp once, right? And this, just like the other thing I did last week where you can do it first generation, second generation, you could do that with this as well. In other words, stamp it once. And then you could put another one in there, and I would just re-ink the just because it's very tiny. And that would make this layer a little bit more subdued. So it's something to think about if you're interested in doing that. Now, we're going to, where did I put it? Here we go. We are going to go ahead and cut this. You know, where do you put it? Here, here, here. I don't know. I wanted some of the green to show, obviously. So I'm going to kind of center it. I'm kind of using this as a guideline. The other thing you can do is, if you've got graph paper or anything else, is line it up. And the two ends should hit the same line. If they are not, it is not straight. So let's put it on, oops, let's put it on this line. Yeah, like that. And I need some tape. Now last week we had a problem, not a problem. We had to use not Post-it notes because it squished it into the card and it made it hard to remove. In this case, it's on top, so it's not going to matter. I am going to go ahead and run it through off to the side. My stamp cut and emboss, whatever method you have works great. Now, if I was doing this in colors or DSP, which you could obviously put a contrasting one here if you wanted to, keep this because you can use this as a decoration on an envelope, anywhere. You can use it, but because it's white, I'm not going to be using it. All right. So we'll put this aside. We're going to close this up because we will not want to stick our fingers in it. All right. Now we're going to place this on top. And as you can see, I did give it a little bit of space all the way around. I liked the green coming out from behind it. Gave it a little more color because there's a lot of white space on here, which I don't mind. But I just thought that it helped make it spark a little bit. So I put that down. And as you can see, this one has a little bit more green. It's entirely up to you where you put this. And then on the inside, because this is green, you could write on it with a black ink pen and it would show. But more often, we like to put in a white just to make it easier for people to see what you're writing if you're going to write on it. Or you can stamp a sentiment on the inside as well. Put that down, squish it tight. Excuse me. Now this one, you see I had this pretty border on there. It is very nice. It was a scrap. So I don't think I have any more scrap of that particular color. Let me look in my garbage. I am, oops, am I seeing some? No, no, sorry. No garbage. So we don't have the additional screen, but that's what you can do with your scraps. Put them there, put them on your envelope. Makes it very nice. We are also going to be using our adhesive back transparent dots. And I have been using a lot of these, so I don't have that many left. On this one, I had one big one, two little ones. If I want to use, I could use the lighter ones, but I like this one better. This one's going to be one little one and two big ones. So there. That's how you, oops. That's how you use up all the gems and all the scraps. Okay, it really wants to stay there. So I'm just eyeballing it. That's where I think the center is. I suppose you could measure it, but that feels like too much work. I could put it there. That might be nice. I think I will. We'll put it there. Since it's bigger, it'll kind of... Now here I want to make it straight on a straight line. It's easy enough to pick this one. You just don't press it down. And then you can poke it and move it a little bit. I don't want to press, I'm just holding it. It needs to come down a little bit. Come on. Oh yeah, that's mighty fine. There we go. And believe it or not, folks, that's it. That is all there is to this lovely little card that took absolutely hardly any time and is a great card to do in multiples. You can just stamp, 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 and then slap on the paper and you're good to go. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. If you're on YouTube, there's a notification and a bell down below. And if you're on my website at stampmesilly.com, where you can get the, don't forget, there's almost always a project sheet, unless like last week I just had bunches of different things. But on my website, you would go to contact me, and underneath that, it would have whether you were requesting a catalog or whether you wanted to be put on the mailing list. So thanks a lot for joining me. I appreciate your time. See you next week. Bye.